What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Owen Gifford Show. My name's Owen Gifford from Denver, Colorado. Again, episode 12. And you probably clicked on this video because, well, you're trying to move somewhere that you've never been before, or that you don't know anyone. You're trying to reinvent yourself. You're trying to chase something, chase a dream. You're trying to expand yourself. Or maybe you just have lived in the same small town your whole life and you're looking for something new, which I get, 'cause I've done that before. Whatever reason you clicked on this video or clicked on this podcast, you're looking for a change, an adventure. You're looking to live your life. And to that I say, hell yeah, you're in the right place and you better fucking follow through with it. You better fucking pull the trigger because life is about living, baby. Life's about living. It's like a song. Life is a song. You don't want your song to have the same beat for 65 years, 70 years, 80 years. No, you want to switch it up. All the best songs have drops and whoop-de-doos, and I don't know anything about music. I'm just talking out of my ass, but I do know a little bit about life for a 27-year-old. And I've done it 3 times. I've moved to places that I didn't know a single person 3 times because I was chasing something. Or at least that's what I told myself. Are you chasing something or are you running from something? That's a question you got to ask yourself when you're trying to go somewhere. And I'll touch on that a little bit later. First things first, I lived in a small town for 18 years. I was born in Haley, Idaho, a small town of about 5,000 people. 3 stoplights, 3 or 4. I knew everybody in that town and they knew me, and I thought I knew myself, but really I only knew myself in the context of that town, which is not fully knowing myself, for sure. And then I got an offer. I wanted to play college football. That was my dream, to play college football. And I got an offer to play college football at a Division III school in Brunswick, Maine, in a small town all the way on the other side of the country. I didn't know what New England would be like. I'd been there a few times. I had some family there, but I didn't really know what the people would be like. And this was different because it was a college move, which is different from an adult move because you will make friends in college. Because you will be surrounded by people in the same age with similar interests. And naturally, you'll be drinking alcohol, smoking dope, having sex. And naturally, you will bond with people. So when you make a move for college, you don't have to think about making friends, or it's a lot less pressure on not knowing anybody. But I will say, when you go to college, if you move somewhere that's not in your geographic location, this is a big ass country, America. And the people are different. I mean, we're all kind of the same, but people are different region by region. So I had a bit of culture shock when I was in New England. And so if you're going somewhere new, expect culture shock. If it's somewhere that you've never spent an extensive amount of time in, because the people will just naturally be a little bit different. Like New Englanders love, they're very polished. They're very proper people. There's a lot of old money in New England, which I had not been around. I was around farmers, my whole life. And then suddenly I moved to Maine and I was around old money, boat money, sailboat money. People wearing salmon colored shorts and Grey Goose or whatever that is, Gucci. vineyard vines, that type of vibe, which was fine, but it was a lot different. And the East Coast, they're just more passionate. They're very fast. The pace of life is very quick, which I was used to the laid back, small town West Coast style, where you're just living and experiencing. And on the East, it's all about speed. It's all about money and speed and passion. I mean, the East Coasters are very passionate, which I respect. Very passionate. Like, I never met an entire population before I moved to New England that was willing to die and take a bullet for chicken parmesan. I mean, they would take a bullet for chicken parm, buffalo chicken, any popular Italian dish, cannolis. I mean, these people would genuinely take a bullet and bleed out to save their favorite Italian dish and let their ancestors and those that come after experience chicken parmesan, which I respect, but it is true. I mean, these people on the East, they were just passionate. So if you're moving to a new place, expect that the general population of the people will be different. They will have a different core set of values. Like in Denver, like in Montana, which is where I moved after Maine, it was very cowboy. It's about cowboys. It's about free living, libertarian style. Don't tell me what to do and let me live, which I liked. Whereas in New England, it was like everything is very structured and fast, and we buy into the system and we're trying to work at JP Morgan. And go Patriots. Everyone was kind of on the same vibe. And then you go into Montana and it's cowboys and hippies. Hippies and cowboys. Hell yeah. That's why I love the West. Hippies and cowboys. You can't get a better combination than that. And then now I'm in Denver and this whole city runs on EDM, I swear. It's like an electronic dance music heaven here, which I enjoy here and there, but EDM and weed, EDM, weed, and mushrooms runs the city of Denver. And Bo Nix. EDM, weed, and Bo Nix runs the city of Denver. Well, I guess Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic definitely has more power. I don't know. Do you think Bo Nix or Nikola Jokic has more power? I'm leaning Nikola. But the point is, if you're moving to a new place, expect culture shock, and you're kind of going to have to blend yourself. And it's going to pull things out of you that you didn't even know was there. So you're going to start falling in love with chicken parmesan if you move to Maine. Or you're going to love sailboats or lobster. Maybe you're going to get a good finance job. And then when you move out to Montana, you're going to find your inner cowboy, your inner explorer, your hippie. That don't fucking tell me what to do person. That's what you're going to find there. So every place you move will unlock a part of you that was already there, but maybe you just didn't know about it. You didn't have the experience in life to pull it out of you yet. And if you are thinking about moving to a new place, here is one piece of advice that I have. Deeply, deeply, deeply think about where you're moving. Don't just move because you want to move. Think about where you're moving. If you're moving to the suburbs, like you're specifically moving to an apartment in the suburbs, don't say, "Oh, I'll live in the suburbs because it's $100 cheaper, but I'll go to the city all the time." You won't. If you want to be around the city, you want to be around the beach or the mountains or the ocean, you have to live near those things. Don't compromise an inch. You might have to pay $100, $200 more a month, but pay that money. And I know the world's expensive right now. You can't just move to a small ski town where everything's $5 million. But you could move to Golden, Colorado for sure and live in an apartment, and then you're close to the mountains and in a small town. But don't settle. If you're making a big move, you're making a big life change, do not settle. Because you ever look at the suburbs or these shitty small towns and you're like, why would anyone live here? It's because people moved there and they were like, oh, just a couple years and I'll move out. And then a couple years goes by and they find themselves as the local in that town. Do not compromise. Do not settle. If you're going for something, you're making the big move, then fucking make the big move and trust that the universe will have your back. Trust, trust, trust. Do not fear, trust. That is the key to living a good life, trusting your instincts. What do you want to be near? You want to be near the ocean? Move near the ocean. You want to be near the mountains? Move near the mountains. You want to be near music? Move to a place that has great music. Austin, Nashville, Charlotte, or Charleston, South Carolina. Not Charlotte, Charleston, South Carolina. You want to be in a big city with everything popping? New York, LA, Chicago. You want to be a comedian? You want to be a stand up comic? LA, Chicago, New York, Denver, Austin, Nashville. Those are your options. For real. Some people have made it out of Houston too, but few and far between. Do not settle if you're chasing something because somebody else isn't settling and they're going to live the life that you wanted, that you pictured. Do not settle. All right, and this is more talking about being an adult and moving to somewhere, but if you're an adult and you move somewhere like somewhere past 25, 24 and you move somewhere, actually somewhere past like 22 and you move somewhere, expect to be lonely for a couple years. Expect to be lonely for 1 or 2 years. Because it takes time to develop relationships. You're not going to just meet someone and immediately hit it off. Maybe you will with like a romantic partner, but it's rare with a friendship. Friendships develop over time, long time. So expect to be lonely for a couple years. You're not going to know anybody. You're in a new city, which is exciting. You can reinvent yourself. I mean, you can't really reinvent yourself. You can grow, but you'll still be the same person that you always were. But you can just add on top of that. But if you're expecting to totally revamp yourself, like I'm moving because I'm going to totally be a different person, yeah, that's just not how human beings work. There is some natural things that you just are. So if you're running from something, running from who you are, those problems will definitely follow you. But you're going to be lonely for a few years. So you're going to have to be self-reliant. You might have to ask someone for help that's a stranger or you haven't talked to for many years. I remember when I first moved to Montana, the only person I knew was someone I went to high school with, and that's all. I didn't even really know him. And I had some car trouble. I was stuck in the middle of nowhere, Montana, in the middle of winter, and I messaged them and said, "Hey, sorry, I know this is strange, but I need a ride. I need to be picked up. I've got a flat tire." And that guy, he came, shout out to him, he came out and picked me up and helped me out. Someone I never expected would have helped me out because I just didn't really know them in high school, ended up helping me out. And that was, first of all, a homie move by him. But it's also, you have to be resourceful. You have to use the resources, even if you have a small connection with someone. That might be the connection that you have to use. And then you'll over after 1 or 2 years, you'll settle in, you'll start meeting people, you'll start making new friends. And if I know some people have trouble making friends as an adult, and here is my advice. show up to the same place a couple times a week. Whether you're into rock climbing or painting, or I'm into comedy. So that's where I met a lot of my friends, as we were all grinding stand up. And when you see your friends bomb a few times, when you see someone bomb a few times and do well a few times, you kind of naturally, bond over the pain of silence after a joke that you told. All comedians know that. But you find whatever hobby, whatever interest, profession, whatever thing you have, that's where you'll probably find your friends, because you're not really gonna. I mean, you could make work friends, but you're probably not going to, because you see people from work all the time, and you can only see people so much. Plus, you never really know who someone is at work, like if they're actually being who they are as a person, or if they're just being a professional actor, which you kind of have to do in America. Plus, in a professional setting, everyone's trying to get money from each other, and you can't build a relationship on money. That's just kind of disgusting, kind of gross. So you can't start from a place of money being the centerfold of your relationship if you want real friends. So, your hobbies, that is probably where you're going to find friends, and you're going to have to talk to strangers, and a lot of those conversations are going to go absolutely fucking nowhere. Absolutely fucking nowhere. You're going to talk to someone, you're going to have some awkward interactions that you're like, am I even able to talk to another human? The answer is no. But you're going to keep going, you're going to keep growing, you're going to keep trying to have those conversations. Another thing, you might have to work weird jobs. Unless you have a job that you are moving for, you might have to work weird jobs. You might have to learn to bartend, you might have to work in a warehouse, or do whatever you got to do to make money, because a lot of jobs come knowing someone from knowing someone. So if you don't have a network, you don't have a relationship with people already, you might just have to work, some weird job, but it's all a journey. It's all a process of moving towards something. And I hope with this move that you're chasing something, you're chasing a better life for yourself, a better reality for you, whether that's chasing stand up comedy and trying to be a professional comedian, or you want to be an athlete somewhere and or you want to be a musician and you need to be in New York City. Whatever it is, I hope that you're moving not just to move, but to expand yourself and expand your reality. And if you are just moving to move, I hope at least you're moving like, I want to live next to the beach, and that will expand my reality. I've always felt in myself that I'm a water person. Me personally, I'm a mountain guy. I tried to live by the ocean, but for me, I was born in the Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains run through my blood and soul, and I know that now. But if I had not moved to Maine, then I would have never learned that about myself. Here is another piece of advice that I strongly, strongly recommend if you are moving somewhere new. Do things while you're in that place, because you never know how long you are. How long you'll be there. Like when I was in Montana, I know a lot of people that had never visited Glacier National Park, and I went there a few times, and it's literally the most beautiful place in the world that I've ever been, and I've been a lot of fucking beautiful places. So if I had not done that, and now I don't live in Montana, now if I want to go to Glacier, it is a arm and a leg to get up there. But when I was in Montana, it was a couple-hour drive. Do the things in the state, in the place you are. Don't say, "Oh, I'll do that later." Do it now, because you can now. If you have the opportunity to do something now, you have to do it now, because in the future, you won't. Like, I live in Denver now, and I have some friends here that have never been to Red Rocks, which is one of the greatest music venues, if not the greatest music venue in the world. in the country. And I'm like, you have to go to Red Rocks and Comedy Works, which is one of the best comedy clubs in the world. You have to do these things while you're here. You have to go to Rocky Mountain National Park. You have to do the things in the area that you are, because you're not going to live there forever, and you might not be able-bodied. Like I've had 2 back surgeries. I've had extensive periods of my life where I wasn't able to move. So you have to do the things that you can while you're able to do them. Last thing, are you chasing something or are you running from something? If you want to move to a new place, it's probably a combination of both. You probably don't like the life that you have right now, or you feel like that it could be better. And it probably can. But if you're running from something within yourself, something you don't like about yourself, well, that's going to follow you. You're going to have the same patterns. Sometimes a change of scenery is good, but you're going to have to put in the work to grow. And if you're chasing something, hell fucking yeah, chase that shit. And if you're running from something, move, but turn around and face the thing that you're running from. When you get to the new place, face that. Shut it down. Good things always happen from moving. You know, when I moved for football, I got an education, became a better football player. When I moved to Montana, I stumbled into stand-up comedy that now I'm revolving my life around. And met some friends that I'll have for life. And then I moved to Denver and I've expanded my stand-up ability. I recently became a B set at Comedy Works, which is like moving up in the world. Started this podcast. Met my girlfriend. Take the leap. That's my advice. If you see a leap of faith and you know that if you have anxiety and fear around something, but then you know in your gut that it's something that you need to do. If you have something in your gut, that gut feeling, that intuition that you know, I got to do this, I got to move somewhere, I got to go to this place, it is pulling to me, but you have anxiety and fear around it, but you know in your heart of hearts, in your gut, that this is what I need to do, you better take that leap. You better take that leap of faith and trust that everything is going to be all right. Let the logistics figure themselves out. Take the leap of faith, and I guarantee your life will benefit from it. You're the writer of your own story. At the end of your life, you want to look back and read your book, and you want that motherfucker to be exciting as fuck. You want your story to be a #1 New York Times bestseller. You don't want something. You wouldn't pick up a book that just says, The Accountant That Did Nothing. You want to pick up the book that's about an adventurer, someone who took chances, someone who lived this life and took their one opportunity to live and absolutely made the best of it. So thanks for listening, everyone, and take that leap. Move to the place that you want. Like, subscribe. Thanks for listening.